Hey, also what's everyone? It's not just your average Joe. So they're finally releasing Owain, which I'm really hyped for. So they have Aversa, Cliff, Owain, and Loki, and it looks like Aversa is gonna be a free unit. Of course, probably Grand Hero. Most likely. I'm not entirely sure how it's gonna work, but I doubt it's Tempest Trial because Tempest Trial is finished. Definitely not Grand Conquest. Never any units there. So I guess special maps. No, they're usually orbs. The bound hero on the special maps. So she has to be Grand Hero. I have no idea how her map's gonna be. I'm gonna assume it's that chapter. Do you remember that chapter right before Valdar, where it's like this desert and there's a bunch of like really strong units with like legendary weapons? I'm gonna assume it's gonna be like that. Uh, she has decent speed. Not she's not very fast. She has a decent attack stat too. I'm just thinking of like Halloween Noe is definitely better. But I think well, Halloween Noe has the advantage of IVs. That's the difference. Who's another? Tana is definitely better. Spring is it Summer Tana? I can't remember who the other. I don't know. That's all the red flyers. But having said that, she is a free flyer and she has a decent speed stat. It's not that good, but it's good defensively for the most part anyway. I mean, and a lot of units have 40 speed, but like 34 is not too bad. I really don't know what her weapon will do. If it gives her plus 3 speed, then 37 is a pretty good base. 33 attack is okay. Excuse me, sorry. 17 and 24 defenses. It's not that great. I was thinking of running like Raw Raven, depending on whatever her tome does. Either like Goetia or a versus Truth. It would be cool to see a versus Truth because it'd be like an homage to the game more so than actual. Oh, I guess they want to make it functional too. Like we'll see what they do. They haven't released Nosferatu as a tome, so I really don't know what's gonna happen. Cliff is built like he is in Echoes. He's actually one of the best units, in my personal opinion, that I use in Echoes because make him a mage and he's very tanky. Like even the Hexlock shield and he's very tanky both sides. He's really fast. He's probably the fastest character in terms of growth. As far as I noticed. I mean, Alvin and Celica were fast too, but like this guy reached a lot was a lot faster. Like I noticed, but I guess he has the advantage of being a villager. Not too surprised by his build. 25-28 is not too bad. You give him the fortress defense resistance, which I was surprised that they released, and it's yeah, not looking forward to Gwendolyn's and Sheena's with those fortresses. Then again, it gets rid of a distant counter, which is also really annoying. That's up for other people to determine. 30 base attack's not very good. 37, he's basically a mobile tank. That's really what he is. Uh, he's a blue tone user. He's infantry. Maybe Gwendolyn and Cheetah might use the fortress better, and they might be more. But the Cliff has the advantage of being infantry, I guess, and he can move a lot faster. So I guess that's his advantage. Um, I guess he could run raw Raven sets or more defensive sets. I mean, he'd be really annoying with a distance defense seal. Uh, Man, he's like one of those units where like maybe giving him close counter might not be the best idea, but it definitely could work. Uh, I'm hyped. I really liked Cliff when I was playing. Kind of disappointed he's blue. There's way too much blue mages. But I said, oh shoot, they released his weapon. I forget what it did. Let me check. T F E H. Forget what it did. Um, I don't know if it gave it plus defense or plus speed. It's defense plus three. So he's basically, he would basically be at 28 defense and resistance. So that's pretty tanky. That's kind of hard to kill, but he kind of offsets that by not being too strong. Decent attack stat though. So let's go back to Owain. I forget what his weapon does, but while I search for Owain, um, he's kind of built like Ira. Like it's a similar defense stat, similar resistance stat, similar speed stat. I don't know if Ira gets plus speed or plus. I think it's plus speed. I think Ira's blades plus speed because Mia's is plus attack. Pretty sure. So He's built similarly to Ira. I don't think as good as Ira, but it's a similar defense stat, similar resistance stat. Uh, Attack stat, I think, is will be the biggest difference. Even the HP's like kind of around the same. Mistletoe, yeah, it doesn't give it any boost to any stat. It's definitely one of the better sustain edge kind of weapon. But grants special gonna charge +1 per foe's attack. So I guess he has like a guard effect in Mistletoe, which makes sense. Um, Kind of dookie like Mistletoe was kind of dookie like in the game. But it said Owain only was his own personal weapon. Man, if you copy the build from the game, Owain would be more resistant oriented. Like the defense and resistance stats would switch, but they already showed with Lloyd that it's not very effective. And I guess they want to make Owain like one of the more popular characters. A character that people would pull. So I suppose that's why they did that switch. I mean, like Cliff, I guess I would do minus HP for one of the defenses if I had to pick an IV. That or a minus attack. But if you want to keep the fortress build, but like Owain, like I would do minus HP as well. Right, I would rather keep the resistance stat the way it is because I really don't know if it's a boon or a bane. Uh, but I don't know if I would do plus speed or plus attack. Because his attack's not that high because with Mistletoe, it's 16, so he reaches 48. It's okay, but it's not as high as you'd think. Yeah, and he wasn't really like the strongest attacking character. Well, he was when he was a mage, but not really when he was a swordmaster. So I guess it reflects that too. Really hyped for him and cosplaying as him in the EGLX. I think that's what's called the gaming convention here in Toronto. So that's what I'm gonna do when it's all said and done. And we're gonna move on to the voluptuous Loki. I don't know. It's really distracting to talk about her because I'm just mainly talking. I'm just looking at her. uh, I mean, she's good. It's like you just give her a plus speed bonus defense IV. I guess that would be ideal. She's got a good weapon. I think it's if you're a ranged unit, you get a gravity effect, which is actually makes sense. So they have sort of the same range that the infantry would have. Uh, then it has a I don't know if it has a gravity effect, but I really can't remember it. But it's a pretty strong staff. I don't know if it's stronger than Veronica's, but it's definitely more. Veronica is very player face oriented, but Loki's might be more both faces. So that's how it is. Decent attack, decent speed. Um, she's none too strong, but she's not underwhelming. Like she's a good unit and probably one of the better staff users. Uh, I don't know. 35 speed doesn't really cut it anymore, but then what does? So yeah, I think that's all my initial thoughts. I would have had this video out earlier, but I was in Montreal, just taking a break. Anyways, yeah, that's everything. Thank you for watching. Better days.